Hello, hello. Happy Friday. I hope you're having a kick-ass day. We're at the end of the week. Whoop, whoop. And today we're going to talk about goals and particularly the way that most people set goals and why they never fucking hit them and why I hope that's not you. But if it is, we're going to fix it. So the main thing that people tend to do is we all want a lot of things, right? We all tend to have a lot of desires. Like you might be like, oh, it would be so nice to have a pool, or I'd love to live by the beach, or you want to have like a, $1 million business, or, whatever it is. And we tend to have a lot of those, right? We tend to have a lot of wants, a lot of things that would be like, man, that'd be nice. And those are good. And it's important to have variety, and it's important to have like the spice of life. It's singular focuses. They're good at times, but it's really important that we do have broad strokes. For example, when people want money, when we say we want money, well, what's the money for? You want specificity. You also don't want to pull your hair across your face. Anyways, so it's really important that we understand that having rounded lives and goals is really important, right? Like it's no use being the richest person in the world if your health is like in the crapper, right? Like you wouldn't care. You'd trade all your money in the world for your health then. So we really want to have balanced lives, balanced goals. That's really important. And as we're doing that, we have to understand what are the things that are like, man, if that fell in my lap, that would be amazing, versus I am willing to do whatever the fuck it takes to achieve that. There's a really big distinction there. And it doesn't mean that you won't achieve some of the things that would be like, man, that'd be cool if that fell in my lap. But it's really important that you understand that the only thing that's going to get you to go, that's going to get you to drive on the days where you're like, fuck, I don't feel like it, or this is really uncomfortable, or you have to make one of those really hard decisions, one of those ones where you're like, please be the right call. Oh my God, I'm putting everything I got. Like there's times when that happens, guys. When you're really going for it, when you're really living on the edge of your comfort zone, when you're really pushing for it and going for that next level, you will be tested in different ways. It can be a ton of different ways. You could be building up your business and somebody could come along and be like, hey, I want to buy you out. And that's a huge decision. And you have to wait. You have nothing but your internal guidance system to let you know whether that's the right call or not. So you have to understand what's your mission, what's your goal, what's the end result, what do you really, really, really want, and what are you willing to do to get there? Because if you're not all in, and I talk about being all in a lot, you guys have heard me talk about this like constantly. You have to be all in. If you're not all in, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do the hard shit. You're not going to show up on the days where you're like, man, I'm tired, or I'm sore, or I'm just like, I can't take another rejection, like on those days. And those are the days where you really got to show up. You really got to show up. And, it's fascinating. I really encourage entrepreneurs, guys, I'm not a sports fan, but you can learn a lot from watching athletes push through their thresholds. One of the things that was really fascinating and absolutely wonderful on the fourth day of the Unleash the Power Within event that I recently went to, they had an athlete. She was this incredible woman. I'm going to forget her name now because I didn't plan on talking about this. But she was incredible. And she broke a world record. I believe it was in sprinting, and I'm probably wrong, but that's okay because it doesn't matter. It's really about the point. And she first of all, she wasn't even like into this beforehand. Like, I mean, she got the drive to do it much later in life, and then got trained. And she said during her training, when they were like drilling the shit out of them, like basically preparing them to go to the Olympic level, she remembered one day she woke up and she couldn't bend her arms or legs. Like literally her muscles were that sore. They were that she couldn't move them. And she went to her coach and said, I don't think I can do it today. I literally don't think it's possible. I don't think I can do it today. And her coach said, you better find a way. And she did, because the only limitations we have are here, always, over and out. And I know that sounds like, holy shit, that's rough. Yeah, it can be rough sometimes. Most of the time, depends on your goals, but most of the time it's your emotional and mental fortitude to push through, where it gets really, really scary and you rather get off sooner off of that ride, but you need to push through. You need to keep going. You need to do the damn thing to get to that next level. And there's no other way. There's no way but through. You have to keep going. So it's really important that you understand what are the things in life where I'm like, man, that'd be really cool if it fell in my lap. And what are the things where you're like, I will give my last fucking breath to accomplish this, because you need that kind of drive. You need that kind of drive to show up, that intensity, that drive, that passion, that purpose. It has to be there, because if you don't have that, you know, when the going gets tough, you're going to be like, yeah, I don't want it that badly, right? We all know it. Like, for example, a lot of people are like, man, I'd love to have washboard abs. Is it a must for you, or is it something that would just kind of be pretty awesome if it happened? And these are the things, these are the differences between people who make it happen and people who don't. So it's recognizing which goals are really important to you, like on that soul level where it makes your heart scream and it's on fire and it's like, yes, this is me. This is what I want to do. This is my life. This is what I'm meant for. Those are the ones you will go forward and do anything you need to do to make them happen. You'll learn the thing, you'll spend the money, you'll do the time, you'll do whatever it takes to make it happen. So figure out what that really means. And don't be afraid to still be like, it'd still be pretty cool if this happened. But be aware that it's the things that you have that burning passion for that you will show up and show up and show up again for. So my homework for you right now, and this is a big one, but this is also going to show you, are you the kind of person who does it when it gets tough? Or are you the kind of person that goes, it's too much, Amanda. I don't really want it that bad. I know I'm calling you out a little bit, but I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't do that. So you're going to get a pen and a piece of paper. You're not going to do this on a fucking computer. And there's a reason you're not going to do this on a computer. When you put pen to paper, there is this neurological thing that happens. It solidifies it in your memory. It does not happen when you type it on a keyboard, right? Okay, so there we go. Pen and paper, you need to do that. The only digital exception for this is if you've got like one of those digital pads where you can write it and it like saves it to a file on a computer, but you still need to write it. I need you to write it. It's really important. So you're going to write it down and you are going to make a list of 100 things. Yes, a full 100. You ain't going to stop when the going gets tough. And trust me, it will get tough. You're going to get to like 20 things and be like, fuck, what else do I even want? Fuck. Most of us spend most of our lives focused on the things we don't want. I don't want more bills. I don't want angry neighbors. I don't want this stupid boss. All blah, blah, blah. I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't want whiny clients. We go through this shit, right? That's what most people focus on. And guess what? That's why their lives are constantly filled with things to complain about in that realm, because they're focused on it. You have to shift your focus onto what it is you're creating, what it is you're building. So you're going to create a list of 100 things, 100 goals. And this isn't stuff where I'm like, make it happen in the next year, because that's crazy. What I want you to do is to have 100 things that'd be really fucking cool if you had them in the next 20 years. Doesn't have to, don't put a time limit on it. Just like, sky's the limit. Do not put a limitation on this. Like if you're like, I want to go and be on the moon. I want to fly to the moon. And you're like, I'm not an astronaut and I'm in my 80s. I don't care. Put it down on your paper. Put it down on your fucking paper. I don't care how unrealistic it seems. So put it down. And this can be big and small. This can be personal stuff. This can be business stuff. Doesn't matter. All of the things. And it could be like, I want to have $1 million business. It could also be like, I really want these specific pair of shoes, or I want to have this car, or, a trip to Fiji, or whatever it is that you want. You put it down on your paper. Big, small, everything in between. You could have like a kettle that you've always been eyeing up. Like, I don't care how big or small it is. And it's not just things. It's not just physical things like attainment of items, which by the way are not as fulfilling as we tend to think they are before we have them. And I know you've experienced this before when you finally purchased something that you loved and it was exciting for like a day. So put down experiences as well. Maybe you want to go rock climbing. Maybe you want to, do stand-up comedy. Maybe you want to make your own movie. Like, I don't care what it is. Put it down on your paper. Okay. So you're going to get those all out there. And then you're going to go through and you're going to go, which ones am I actually willing to do whatever it fucking takes to have? And that would be really flippin' excited if they happened in the next 12 months or so. Like my life would be completely and radically changed. And I would have a deep, deep sense of complete fulfillment in my life. So I want you to go through and do that because it's going to give you some clarity, because you're going to have a lot of things on there which would be like, man, that'd be cool. That'd be great if this happened. And you're going to have things on there where you're like, this is my mission in life. And that's going to be the distinction. That's going to give you the fortitude to show up. And then you're going to write those 10 things on a separate list. You're going to put that everywhere. I want you to write it out again and again and again. I want you to write it out 10 times. You're going to put one on your fridge. You're going to put one on your computer. You're going to make it your home screen on your phone. You are going to put it everywhere, on your mirror, in your car. I don't care where, in your purse, in your wallet. I want you to have copies everywhere. And every time you see it, stop, read it through and go, yes, I am making this happen. Pound your chest. There's something powerful about that. It grounds it into your body. It brings it in. It's really powerful. So you're going to do that. You're going to have that goal list. And these are going to be the things where you're like, I have to show up for this today, no matter how uncomfortable, no matter how busy I am, no matter if I got to buy something for this, no matter how many hurdles you feel are in the way, you're going to show the fuck up for it and do the thing. This is the distinction between success and failure. It's not that people are lazy. People work all the time. We just don't work in the right ways most of the time. So this is going to put your focus in the right direction to move you forward, and keep you focused on the right things, and keep you motivated so that you don't just do the busy work. It's really easy. I see it for entrepreneurs all the time, right? Entrepreneurs will very commonly get stuck in the back end of their business. They'll be busy, creating content or their webpage or whatever it is that they find fun, creating a course, product design, and they won't spend the time doing the marketing and sales. Well, guess what? The marketing and sales is what allows you to do the other parts because it gives you the money that makes it all work. So we have to make sure that we've got the focus in the right direction to propel your business forward. And again, your life forward. If you've got a goal to, maybe get your health in the best shape, maybe you're like, I want to feel like a 3-year-old in my energy level every day. That's my goal. Well, then you're going to have a different kind of impact, a different kind of, drive to make that happen, to know that it's no longer acceptable for you to feel tired, to feel like getting out of bed is hard. You will do the work. You will make the changes because it's that important to you. So you have to know why. You have to know why you're going after that, okay? So there you go. You've got your homework. I know it's a Friday. I know I gave you a big assignment. This is it. Do you do the hard stuff when the hard stuff comes along, or do you not? This is a defining moment, really. And I want you to think about it too. Think back to your past. If this is something where I first said that and you're like, okay, Amanda, yeah, fuck you. That's okay. It's okay that that's your reaction, but recognize where else am I kind of going like, oh, that'd be cool, but I don't want to do anything for it. And happening in different ways, or like when it gets tough, that you pull back. Where is that happening in your life? As soon as you start doing the things that seemed hard to you, life feels really easy because you're like, oh, that was supposed to be hard. And actually, it's not that bad in the long run. And I feel like a goddamn champion for showing up and doing it, where everybody else is not doing that shit. So it gives you a different perspective on yourself and your life and your goals. So anyways, I will leave it at that. Love you. Thank you for watching this. Have an amazing weekend. I'll see you next week. Bye.